Welcome to the Society of Asian Scientists and Engineers Leadership Awards. My name is Tom Fernandez, SASE co-founder and secretary of the board. These awards represent SASE's highest honor. Judges are peers from a cross-section of SASE-sponsored organizations. In fact, judges often say that each nominee from each organization is deserving of the award. When the award winners are announced, please feel free to show your appreciation for your fellow SASE fam member with a little comment in the chat. Now, on to the winners.
Hello, I'm Mark Crawford, Senior Vice President of Global Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at BP, as well as head of BP's U.S. DE&I team. And on behalf of BP, our Asian and Pacific Islander colleagues, we want to say that I am extremely honored to accept the Organization of the Year Award from the Society of Asian Scientists and Engineers. On behalf of our colleagues who have worked so tirelessly and put so much effort in supporting our DE&I activities, it is so great to see them acknowledged for this outstanding award. At BP, we strive to create an environment where everyone feels a sense of belonging, where they feel they can bring their entire selves to work, where they feel a sense of caring, where they can perform at their very best. Over the past year in this country, we've had our share of challenges with the deaths of George Floyd, as well as the xenophobia and the unprovoked attacks on our Asian community. These incidents, however, have allowed us as a company to listen more intently, to educate ourselves even more, and to recognize that we all have a part to play in creating a more inclusive, a more diverse, a more engaging environment for everyone. We've all gained the courage to speak up and to challenge when we see things that don't quite line up with our core value of respect. So again, on behalf of BP, on behalf of our colleagues, we want to say thank you, and we look forward to creating a lasting and strong relationship and partnership with SASE as we strive to create a more equitable, a more diverse, and more inclusive company. Thank you again.
On behalf of the 685,000 active duty, Guard, Reserve, and Civilian Airmen and Guardians, and specifically the 40,000 Airmen of Asian and Pacific Islander heritage, I want to thank the Society of Asian Scientists and Engineers for selecting the Department of the Air Force as your government organization of the year. Under the leadership of Captain Hannah Sparks, Captain John Lee, and Ms. Vaughn Mizak, our Pacific Islander and Asian American community team not just stood up this past year, but moved out. The team sponsored over 20 events to provide opportunities for professional development and increased retention of AAPI Airmen and Guardians. As a department born out of the innovation of flight, first in the air domain and then later in space and cyberspace, the Air Force has long valued the attributes and knowledge of men and women in the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields of study. Hence, we believe mutually supportive partnerships with organizations like SASE only make sense. Together, we can celebrate and strengthen diversity, inclusion, and equity in our communities, our Air Force, and our nation. Together, we are smarter. Together, we are more innovative. Together, we are stronger. And together, we will continue to fly, fight, and win. Air power anytime, anywhere. Thank you once again for this tremendous honor.
Hello, I'm Pradeep Jain, Corporate Fellow at Dow and the recipient of the SASE Distinguished Career Award. I would like to thank Dow for providing me multiple platforms and numerous opportunities that led me to make impactful contributions that have resulted in this recognition. Last but not the least, I'm thankful to my wife Manorama and my children for their unending support. The recognition bestowed by SASE means a lot to me. It's a recognition of the wonderful opportunities that Dow provided to me to develop new olefin polymerization processes and products that have had a great impact on society through reducing waste and carbon footprint. I have a bit of advice to my young future talent and new generation of scientists. Be bold in what you stand for and believe in yourselves. Believe in your capabilities, your talent, and your intellect. Make sure that you have the right set of mentors to guide you throughout your career. Treat your professional credibility and personal brand as the cornerstone of your successful career. Thank you, SASE, for the recognition, and many thanks to Gretchen and Kalyani at Dow for nominating me for this award.
I'd like to thank the Society of Asian Scientists and Engineers for selecting me for the 2021 SASE Executive of the Year Award. I'd like to thank my colleagues and leadership at the Boeing Company. I also would like to thank my family for their critical support and for believing in and encouraging me during my education and my career. This award means so much to me as I've had to work very hard over my career to overcome a natural cultural tendency to not speak up and engage. As a Japanese American, I was raised with the adage, "The nail which sticks up gets hammered down." It was due to an intervention by a very important and respected engineering leader over 30 years ago that I started expressing my opinions that resulted in me learning and growing as not only an engineer and a leader, but as a person as well. To me, the SASE Executive of the Year Award is the culmination of many years of hard work, long hours, and tremendously enjoyable interactions with individuals and teams where we've performed some outstanding engineering work. I encourage you to maintain your passion, your engineering curiosity, and to embark on a lifetime of learning as you continue to hone your skills and craft. There are so many outstanding leaders at Boeing, it's hard for me to acknowledge being selected for this award, as I'm only one of many who would be eligible. But on behalf of all these leaders, I'm truly humbled and honored beyond words to receive this prestigious award. Thank you.
Fellow engineers and scientists, I'm very honored to have been selected to receive this Engineer of the Year award. This would not have been possible without the strong and continuous support of my colleagues throughout my career at Wabtec and General Electric. First of all, I owe my enormous gratitude to my parents and my teachers, especially from the high school and from my undergraduate studies back home in India. Their support and encouragement provided a strong foundation and helped develop me as an engineer. For the more than 40 plus years of work, I have enjoyed developing many products and concepts, some of which have been commercially successful while others have not been. One of the products I am very proud of is the AC propulsion system used in freight applications and off-highway mining applications. This would contribute to U.S. freight railroads producing 50% more haulage capacity and off-highway vehicles making 200 to 300% more payload capacity. Another product is the Trip Optimizer. This is a smart cruise control which will plan the most efficient trip from destination to the destination, considering the travel time, speed limits, in-train forces, all the way from the origin to the destination, and autonomously drive the train to the destination. This concept has produced 900 million gallons of fuel reduction. The last product I want to talk about is the battery electric locomotive. During the last 20 years of my effort, it has produced world's first battery-only powered freight locomotive to capture and reuse the energy which would have been dissipated in braking during the trip. This was successfully demonstrated and tested in California recently. I expect this to be the beginning of a new line of locomotives for the upcoming engineers to improve and perfect and help decarbonization and reduce carbon emissions. I want to thank everyone for the nomination, and last but not least, SASE for giving me this honor.
Wow, what an honor to receive this award and be associated with the likes of the other awardees. I'd like to thank the Society of Asian Scientists and Engineers for being the voice of the Asian community, celebrating diversity on campuses and in the workplace. Also, thanks to the Booz Allen APAN community for nominating me. This award is even more meaningful to know that the nomination came from colleagues that I've worked with. I'd love to take this opportunity to share some personal lessons learned based on my journey. First, find your personal voice and be your own advocate. It's great to have mentors and even better to have sponsors, but don't be afraid of advocating for yourself. Second, be creative. Don't just conform. Your disruptive ideas will be the ones that will have force multiplying impact. Lastly, take the time to celebrate your successes, and I mean more than just a minute. We have a tendency to go on to that next hill. It will be uncomfortable, but take the time to reflect on the impact that you are part of and the work that went into achieving it. Get comfortable with the fact that your success is worth celebrating. I know I'll be celebrating this award. Thanks again.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Hong Huang, Principal Research Physicist working at the Air Force Research Laboratory. First, I would like to thank Space Vehicle Director of the Air Force for the nomination and the recognition by SASE for the 2021 Engineer Scientist of the Year Award. This award is a significant career recognition for my leading research achievements, which were honored before by selection as the Fellows of both American Physical Society and AFL. I was a Canadian postdoc fellow during 1990 and 93, a research assistant professor at Wayne State University during 93 and 95, and NRC, a postdoc research associate during 95-97, and a federal contract at the AFL during 97-2001. Later, I worked as an AFL research scientist during 2001 and 6, a senior research scientist during 2007 and 14, and has been a principal research scientist since 2015. Finally, I would like to thank again the prestigious recognition by SASE for the Leadership Year Award. Thank you very much for your attention.
Hi everybody, my name is Karen Bass. I am honored and thrilled to accept this year's 2021 Advocate Award from SASE. There's a lot of people that I like to thank, but I want to start by thanking the APAN community, Asian Pacific American Network community within Booz Allen Hamilton, my company. Specifically, I want to give some shout outs to Emily Cucuzzo and Rachel Tao and others that nominated me, and also the SASE selection committee for selecting me as a winner. I'm thrilled to get this award for something that I do because I love to do. This is my passion, and I just want to encourage everybody out there to support and elevate each other, those of us in the Asian science and engineering community, to make this community even stronger. And finally, last but not least, I'd like to thank my family. They've always been there to support me and make this a tremendous amount of fun.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Carpentier, and I'm the Component Evaluation and Failure Analysis Team Lead for Boeing Satellite Systems. I lead a team of 8 awesome engineers working on analysis and troubleshooting of electronics for many different space and defense programs, and have a background in material science from UCLA, so go Bruins. I'm truly honored to accept the SASE Award as this year's Emerging Leader of the Year, and wanted to humbly thank the SASE organization. After some hardships that I've faced in my career as a woman in the technical industry prior to meeting my Boeing family, I have come out of it wanting to better the workplace for others to pave a brighter path. So a huge thanks to Naomi Miyamoto and the BAPA team for your nomination of this award. I'd also really like to thank my colleagues Vicky Chung and Ashley Wenger, as well as my mentor Anduin Tao, for your continuous advocacy and support, especially as fellow women in this industry. I'd also like to thank my team and my management, as well as my parents and family, especially my mom and grandmother, who are strong Asian women who have raised me to be just the same. The leadership aspects of motivating, supporting, and uplifting others is what inspires me to keep doing what I'm doing. And hopefully this award signifies that I'm making an impact on others, which brings me a lot of joy. Looking back, I definitely didn't see myself working on space products as an engineering lead as a kid. The fact that I am here, I hope, inspires other young women and girls who have interest in this industry, but need someone that looks like them to look up to. My advice to anybody out there is to continue to support and uplift one another, operate with honesty, and just be yourself. I think that's the key to building good leadership and changing the face of science and engineering. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'm humbled and honored to receive the 2021 Service Impact SASE Leadership Award. Thank you for the beautiful trophy. It means a lot to me. I've been part of the SASE family for over a decade. Wow. It's amazing how time flies. I still remember back in 2010, in February, on a cold wintry afternoon when Procter & Gamble's Shekhar Mitra and Tom Fernandez came over to GE Aviation in Cincinnati, Ohio, tried to convince GE to partner with Procter & Gamble to sponsor SASE. I've been part of the SASE community ever since that time. I've participated in all national conferences, many regional events, as well as many events on college campuses, and mentored many SASE members. But the recognition that I'm receiving today, it's not only because of my own efforts, but it's the volunteers from the GE family, specifically GE APAF community, Asian Pacific Allies and Friends. It is their effort of conducting programs and events across the nation and helping the SASE family by sharing their learnings, their talent, and helping young APs grow. Personally, I've also learned a lot from SASE, not only the programming that is offered through SASE Pro, but also made a lot of friends and built my network way beyond my own industry, specifically the friendships and networking that I've been able to establish through the SASE sponsor community. It's just been fabulous. Looking forward to working with SASE in the coming years, and thank you so much for the recognition. Have a nice day.
I'm truly humbled to receive this high honor. Thank you, SASE, for this award, and more importantly, for providing us with the platforms to serve the community. Thank you, Shell Oil Company, for promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion. Thank you, Kelly Soudier, Sean Wen, Jie Yu, and Jennifer Wu for your nomination and the teamwork. Thank you, Monica Heredia and Paul DeWill, for your management support. And thank you, Amy Huang, Shirley Yap, RG Mehta, Sonia Vial, and Zelda Ganzo for your leadership and contribution. Thank you, many of my Shell colleagues, for supporting SASE activities. Thank you, my wife, Wenxia, and my daughters, Helen and Lauren, for your love and support. I'm truly inspired by each and every person's confidence and leadership, as well as your service impact. I want to pay a special tribute to a dear friend, the late Erica Chang, for her dedication to SASE and her impact. Finally, I want to encourage all of us to lead and serve the community at large. Together, we can make a far greater impact that will benefit generations to come. Thank you.
What a terrific group of award winners. That concludes our SASE Leadership Awards. Enjoy the rest of your convention.